All right, Claudia, nice match out of you tonight. Just give me your general thoughts on performance. A little more offensive than I've seen you.
Yes, I mean, today we've been working in practice on getting up more in transition, especially from the middles and trying to get us balls. So that was a big focus of mine tonight, is just kind of getting up, especially their block was shifting a lot to the outside, so that gave me a lot of opportunities to swing in the middle. That was a big focus. I think overall, all of our players did pretty well. Despite the slumps that we may have had throughout the game, we found kind of what we still need to work on and how we need to get better.
You had some big points and serves in that tight second set. It really was a big turning point in that match. Take me through that second set and how you all find a way to win that set. Really was a big difference.
Yeah, I think it was just going back to figuring out how to point score again. It's a strength of ours to get on the service line and serve for multiple points at a time. I think that's a big thing that we've tried to accomplish the entire year, is serve really tough and then play really good defense behind it. And despite the fact that we were point by point with them that entire time, towards the end there we were able to find a way to get into a better rhythm and kind of take the lead a little bit more at the end of that second set.
You mentioned how the defense shifted a little bit outside. Just talk about how I'm guessing that this is something that puts you guys a little out of your comfort zone, and because with the second set. So how did you rebound from doing that to get the sweep today?
Yeah, I think it's just going back to like the basics of things. We were trying to figure out a little bit of our blocking and trying not to be up too early or not too late, and getting solid hands over, because I think we struggled with that in the first set, and finding a way to put up a good block and let our defense read around it. I think that was something we were trying to manage in the second set that we were able to get kind of back into. But I know I was saying on the court, like, hey, we just need one more block touch or one more dig, and this will put us like a little bit better position in the game, like giving an all-out effort.
Yeah, great court coverage. Like I've seen you like at times like getting digs, like on board, like, oh, you're gonna run into the TV booth. I know you played other sports. I think you played badminton and basketball, is that right?
Yes, basketball was my main other sport in high school. Badminton was just kind of a fun thing that I got to do my freshman through senior year in our like PE class. So I don't know if that agility has helped in any way, but I think basketball was a big.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, you think that helps you in the volleyball? Because you get a lot of good coverage there, as far as not only at the net but even on loose balls.
Yeah, I think it's basketball. Both basketball and volleyball have helped like my eyes, I'd have to say, which is a big part of covering, because I think if you know where the hit is going and where the block's going to be, you'll know kind of where the ball might bounce off of, and being able to react kind of quickly to that. And I think badminton is a pretty relatively fast kind of sport, so finding that reaction time again, even though I haven't played it in quite a few years, but that training definitely helped.
Claudia, I've been asking this to all the other players, and I want to get your opinion on this as well. A month is a very long time, and you guys had that road trip for 4 straight weeks. So I want to ask, how do you think you're a different player and person, but from the beginning of the road trip to upon your return to the venue?
Me personally, or us as a team?
Both.
Both. I think me personally, oh man, I don't even know. At the beginning of the trip, I guess it was like we were still in preseason at that point, and then at the end of the trip we were getting to conference play. So there is a little bit of a shift that this team kind of makes of, okay, we're going into conference, like everyone's coming at us with like their whole heart. This is our last year in the conference. Everyone wants to take a set, a game, whatever it may be off of us. So I think for me it's just kind of switching into that mentality that everyone's gunning for us, and I think personally I've handled that as like, all right, give me what you got, but I'm going to give it back better to you. Us as a team, I think we showed a lot of adversity throughout those 4 weeks. It wasn't an ideal thing for us to be on the road for 4 weeks straight. However, we did face, especially that hurricane week, very well and very strongly. We came out with 2 solid wins on the road. I know everyone loves playing in this gym, and getting back home was the greatest feeling on earth to us, and I think we really enjoy our hometown crowd and being able to play in front of everyone, so kind of using that energy and getting solid wins.
Speaking of that crowd and energy, this was the War on I-4.
Mm-hmm.
So I read that we haven't lost a game in 3,700 games or days. So what's a rivalry and a home win kind of feel like after those long days away?
Yeah, I say it feels pretty good. I mean, any rivalry game, especially like growing up in high school, everyone has those rivalry games, and coming to college, it's the same thing. So kind of having that rivalry is always fun, because you know that even though however good the team may be, they're going to bring in a little bit more energy and a little bit more emotion into the game itself. And that's something that you kind of have to work around and play around. So getting a win in that manner makes it even 10 times sweeter. So.
Well, how would you say you adjusted to the early week this week? Because usually you play on Friday and Sunday. This week it's going to be Wednesday at home and then Friday on the road. So tell me how you guys kind of adjusted to that.
Yeah, I think for the most part, we're still kind of relatively consistent in how many days we're taking to recover and let our bodies rest, making sure we're getting good enough sleep, but then also getting back into the weight room and making sure we're staying strong, getting solid practices in. I think with a shorter week, our focus comes to when we're in the gym, like we're making the time count. Like we can't lollygag at the beginning of the week anymore when it's a shortened practice day, because it's like we have stuff we need to work on and we have less of a time to do it. So just being extra focused in practice is kind of our big mindset going into shorter weeks and short turnarounds like tomorrow.
What did you
Last question.
What did you learn from this match, or you think that you did well that you want to make sure you take with you when you go play Cincinnati on Friday?
Yeah, I think, again, I think we showed a little bit of adversity in the second set with kind of going point to point. I don't think that was something that we wanted to necessarily do, but knowing that in that end game type of situation that we can kind of pull out a little bit stronger and get a win, even when it goes to extra points. I think we learned a lot about some of the errors that we made and how to manage around them and make smarter shots or different plays. So.
Awesome. Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you.